okay?
Today we are honored with a champion bowling on this squad. We recognize his achievement by placing the eagle next to his name. On lane 44, this gentleman was a 1988 Masters champion from Ballard, Texas, USBC Hall of Famer, Ballard Jr. We also have two celebrities bowling on this squad. On lane 44, from San Diego, California, we have Team USA member Steve Smith. On lane 46, this gentleman over 300 game in the 2009 doubles event from Des Moines, Washington, Eric McIver. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand to honor America playing our national anthem. Bowlers may not have minutes to practice on your starting lanes.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Matt Canizar, Media Relations Manager here at the United States Bowling Congress Open Championships. And welcome to today's live stream broadcast from the Baton Rouge River Center. Today we are tuning in to see USBC Hall of Famer Del Ballard Jr. and Team USA member Steve Smith. Talented gentlemen have assembled a pretty talented team, and we'll get more into that in just a few minutes. We are now underway. We are behind lanes 43 and 44 here at the River Center. It's Ballard's Bowling Solutions and the crossing team TS5. Yeah, we don't know these guys. They are 5 lucky gentlemen from Crestview, Kentucky, who found their way onto the live stream today, crossing with our Hall of Famer. That was our first look at Del Ballard Jr., 1988 Masters champ. Starts things off with a spare. Let's go ahead and take a look up at the lineup today here for Ballard's Bowling Solution. In the leadoff position is Jason Milligan. He is the husband of former Team USA member Tennille Milligan, and Jason works in the ITRC down at the International Bowling Campus in Arlington, Texas. Part of the USBC group that tests and approves all bowling equipment, pins, lanes, oils, you name it. They take care of that. So Jason's very knowledgeable behind the scenes there at USBC. And of course, Mr. Ballard, once again, USBC Hall of Famer in the 2 spot. Scott Southwick going 3rd, and Team USA member Steve Smith. Back from a trip to Florida for the PABCON Champion of Champions, where he and Liz Johnson bowled exceptionally well. Brought home some hardware. Steve, a 2-time Team USA member. And rounding things out in the 5 spot, Chris Hibbets, who recently picked up his first PBA regional title, I believe. So, long time coming for that. And I'm sure he's got tons of confidence coming in here to Baton Rouge. So, we will see. Everybody joining us today. It's a rainy Friday afternoon here in Baton Rouge, so no better place to be than inside the Baton Rouge River Center. Looks like the stands are full. Ballard's companion team will actually bowl tonight at 8:30, so those guys are in the stands checking out the action, as well as former St. John's University standout David Eisenberg, a talented left-hander. Had the opportunity to bowl against him in college. back in the late 1990s. And a little ways down, Wichita State coach Martin Lewis and some of his talented players, like Kevin Tatrow. Saw Brent Bowers here earlier, so they're all here checking out these talented guys, trying to get lined up, get an idea of what's going on out there as we settle in for 3 games of the team event here. See who we can get in the booth today. Emil Williams Jr. is off site. He has abandoned me here. Gone home for some graduations and such, so he will not be with us this afternoon, but hopefully some of these other folks will be happy to jump on and talk to us about what's going on. Still Ballard up on lane 43, getting a break to get his first strike of the 2012 Open Championships. Dell, a very busy guy in the bowling world, out there on the PBA tour as a tour rep. Very knowledgeable about all kinds of equipment. He's always coaching somewhere. Staying very busy. His wife, of course, Carolyn Dorn Ballard, also a USBC Hall of Famer. Heads up the coaching efforts at USBC. Carolyn will be here next week, 7 days from today. As we jump back on the air for our second to last live stream broadcast, we'll see Carolyn's team again as they are crossing with USBC Hall of Famer Wendy McPherson, who we originally signed on to the live stream schedule. So a little bit of bonus coverage there. Looking forward to that. That's 7 days from now. Talked to Dell before they came out to bowl today. The strategy today is very simple, and it's something that we are familiar with. We've seen it thousands of times so far this year, and their strategy is simply to try to burn up the outside part of the lane using some dull equipment, and then they're going to creep left as the day progresses. Now, the one difference here is that many of these successful groups using that same strategy have 10 bowlers out there working together to break them down. And today, as we said, Ballard's bowling solution. Bowling with a team they never met until they got to the squad room today. So again, if you travel alone, simply get paired up with another team that does not have a companion. It's a great way to make friends, but probably not the best way to employ a game plan if that is in fact what you're here to do, but we will see how things develop. As you see Ballard down here talking with his teammates.
Can't imagine it's as good as yours.
Getting ready to step up on the right lane. He started things off with a strike on this lane. A spare on the left. Once again, we are on lanes 43 and 44 here at the Baton Rouge River Center. The number these gentlemen are chasing, 3401, hosted by Nicholas J's Pro Shop of La Crosse, Wisconsin. More than 3 months ago, those youngsters, some collegiate teammates, bowl together all the time, bowl lead together, practice very hard, and it paid off here in 2012. They took the lead on March 5th and have held on this far. A lot of talented teams have come through, and only a couple have come close. That number proving to be very sizable here in 2012. An interesting fact is that they actually bowled on this pair back in March, 43 and 44. It made it look like a whole lot of fun. I've never seen an atmosphere quite like that, as those youngsters got it done here. We'll see if Ballard and his boys can do the same. Southwick having a rough start here. The pair opens and a spare in between. See if Steve Smith can get things back on track. He's working on a strike here, looking for a double. Goes high, leaves a 6-10. He's an ebonite guy, so he'll be doing some ebonite equipment today. And Dell said the rest of the group is primarily going to be throwing storm equipment. So if we can figure out what's going on going down the lane, we'll share that for sure. Otherwise, that's the news at this time. Everybody joining us today. And if you're just Stopping in, this is Matt Canizaro. We're live at the Baton Rouge River Center 2012 USBC Open Championships. We're here to see USBC Hall of Famer Ballard Jr. Got some other superstars in the building today, so perhaps some of them will come on and chat with us. I am flying solo as Neil Williams Jr. has headed home for a couple days to watch some people graduate. That just means you guys are stuck listening to me for the next 3 hours.
Nothing of any consequence.
Ready for the fourth frame as Jason Milligan gets ready to step up. Here's a look at the scoreboard so far. Some strikes on the board. Milligan for a double here. There's a 10-pin. Get the strike here on lane 43. We've seen a lot of teams struggle early here at the 2012 tournament. One of the keys is having a big first game. And the expectation is always that the lanes will open up as the day progresses, making room for bigger scores later on. So it seems to be the team that gets out of the gate really fast and then is able to capitalize on the way the lanes open up later. Those are the guys who are finding success. Our team leaders consistent all the way through. Nicholas J's Pro Shop 11:15, 11:65, and 11:21 from 34:01. Former Wichita State bowlers gave it a run not too long ago. CareerAthletes.com, 11:38, 10:98, and 11:08 for 33:44. Almost, but did not quite get there. Make the top 10 right now, 32:27. Their scores a little bit lower than last year, of course. A completely different lane condition and a different environment down here at the River Center. This year's pattern, 39 feet, 2 feet shorter than a year ago. And a lot less hold in the middle of the lane, so if you miss in, that ball's gonna hook. And a lot of teams are misled because of the shorter pattern. There's a lot of movement on the back end, especially when they're fresh. Talk to the teams that have done well in their game plan to start right, break them down and creep left has paid off. Those who have not done as well as they hoped perhaps were fooled and they saw something further in early, which is there, but then you run the risk of burning up the middle of the lane and not really giving yourself anywhere to go. If you go left, you're just going to get more hooked. If you go right, you're going to find all the oil and hang. A lot of teams have chosen to stay right, whether they're super comfortable there or not, and just kind of wait it out, knowing that it's going to create something better later. pivots with a 3-bagger after an open frame. Start things off, so things looking up there. TS5, Crestview, Kentucky. Finish things up. Milligan getting ready for frame number 5. Ballard, clearly the second best bowler in the family behind their daughter Alyssa, checking in from home. Alyssa is here in the front row, checking out the action. Carolyn, as we said, will be here next week with a very talented group of 10 players. If I'm not mistaken, that group includes Wendy McPherson, Gina Dereshevsky, Kendra Gaines, Kathy Doran Lizzie, among others. So looking forward to that. All right, folks, we have a little bonus here in the booth with us. I told you Emil was on the road, so filling in for him, at least for the next 10 minutes. 2003 USBC Masters champ, Brian Smith, checking in from Oregon. He's just got done bowling this afternoon, bowled last night, and again at 11:40 today. Brian, what's going on?
Not a lot, just hanging out here. Had a good time here in Baton Rouge. Didn't quite bowl as well as I wanted, but I survived and thought I'd come up, hang out with you, Matt, and watch one of my good friends, Ballard, throw some balls down the lane.
Well, you did get my attention at one point today. I got a phone call that somebody had the front 7, then the front 8, and you were making a run at history there, and came up a little bit short. But can you sum up the last 2 days and kind of what it was like out there as we watched Dell? He has now noticed that you're up here.
Hey, you couldn't play there.
Well, in team event, we drew lanes 1 and 2, and they seem to be quite a bit, a lot of hang to the right. We ended up playing a lot deeper than what we had anticipated playing. I mean, I myself bowled, I think I shot 650, which is okay. I mean, they were pretty tough. We got close to running out of lane at the last game. Came in today, bowled 680 in doubles and 630 or 640 in singles. So myself, I bowled okay. Not threw some bad shots and paid full penalty for my bad shots.
Not a bad year. Those were some pretty good scores. Things a little bit more challenging this year. So you got to be pretty happy about that heading back home.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to have, you know, the score that I posted was, you know, pretty decent. I had probably 2 or 3 shots that I really threw pretty bad throughout the day, and there was a nice 6-7 cover by, let's see who was bowling with Dell. It looks like Chris Hibbets. So it's a nice shot by Chris.
So Brian, you've had a pretty good year starting things out there. A regional win in Reno at the end of 2011, and then of course the Masters TV show, and a good effort here. I know probably not bowling as much as you did back in the day, but you got to still feel pretty good being able to put up those kind of numbers. And what else is going on for you up there in the Northwest?
Well, not a lot. You know, we're just getting into the summer for the bowling business, and so hopefully I'll be getting to play a little bit of golf. Not a lot. You know, I got a few regionals I'm planning on bowling this summer, and then I got a big strikeout diabetes event that I'll be putting on in July. I'll have one of my good buddies, Chris Barnes, and his wife Linda and the boys up. We're going to have a nice event at my bowling center in Roseburg, Oregon on July 14th. So we're going to have a good time doing that. Outside of that, you know, a couple regionals here and there, and just kind of go in and work the bowling center on the other days.
Well, right now we're watching another gentleman who doesn't bowl as much as he used to back in the old days. Around here, we don't call these guys old; we call them classic. But there's a classic style and a classy gentleman. Can you tell me a little bit about your time with Dell out there on the lanes and kind of how he's transitioned, I guess, into more of a behind-the-scenes guy, but pretty cool to see him out there on the lanes again.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to see Dell. Looked like he threw a really good shot there, and he's just getting back into bowling. And you know, Dell and I have worked a little bit together over the last couple years on the few tour stops that I do bowl. You know, with the companies he's with, and done a little coaching with me and helped me out at times. And Dell is he's one of the nicest, genuine guys you could ever meet, and he's probably one of the smartest guys bowling at the top level that you could have behind you to help, you know, basically make decisions and stuff like that. When you have a question, he's a good guy to have there to go to.
Well, I imagine he definitely has some advice for his teammates out here today. Now you're getting a little different view. You're on the lanes yesterday. Now you're back here checking things out. As far as what you're seeing and what you saw yesterday, as far as when you went into it, was it what you expected based on what you saw and what you're seeing now? Do you think these guys are in the right place?
I think they look like they're in a pretty good position on the lanes. You know, the pair that we had from the other telecasts I had watched throughout the year and watched guys bowl, a lot of guys seem to be playing between 8 and 12 to start with, and our set of lanes just didn't seem like it had that. And we got into 17 right off the get-go. Played like 17 to 10, but you know, a lot of that depends on install on lanes, and there's just a lot to it. Every building plays different. Every pair plays different, even though it's got the same pattern on it. You know, synthetic lanes are like, you know, they get wear areas in them, and this late in the tournament, if it had a lot of guys playing farther inside throughout the whole tournament than the rest, it's going to play quite a bit different. But I like the way these guys are playing the lanes right now, and you know, looking at their scores, you know, they got one guy that's got a couple opens. Outside of that, they're pretty clean, and as many strikes as they've thrown, they've got to be pretty close.
Well, you're a team champion here at the Open Championships. Took home the team title in 2007, and so you know a little bit about strategy and how important it is to go out there with the game plan. Did you guys have something when you went out there?
We went out and we tried to play a little bit to the right. You know, I had Curtis Woods on my team, Jake Dreyer, who bowled with me in 2007, and then a couple guys, Bob Rosnow and Jason Monkford, and we went out and threw a few shots to the right, and we just didn't see it being able to break it down, and so we went ahead and jumped in, and we found some hold in around 17, 18 from the start. The problem become there towards the end when we got to the end of the night, pretty much ran out of lane.
Now, was that obviously an experience that you guys have, knowing when it's time to abandon the original game plan? Some folks, they come out and they don't see it right away. They jump and they let it go rather than trying to get out. When do you know to make that decision? I mean, is it just something that's so obvious that you can do it, or is it just kind of a guess at that point?
Well, it was kind of. I mean, our pair that we bowled on, it was pretty obvious that we couldn't play out there. And the guys that, not having a companion team this year, a lot of the guys from my area didn't want to couldn't make the trip out, and so we noticed it right away that we had to go ahead and jump in. These guys, watching them from the start, it looks like they're in the right place, and right now they don't have anybody that's crossing left of 17, 18 at the arrows, and they're halfway through the first game. I mean, we were crossing 18, 19 the very first frame of the first game, so they should be in good shape.
Definitely some big numbers this year. Team leader 34-01, 32-27 to make the top 10 now.
Nice shot by Jason.
Now that you've already bowled, can you put that 34-01 in a little more perspective?
That's an awesome score. I mean, last night I thought if we would have, I thought if we could have shot 3,100, 3,200, we'd have had a really, really good score. And there's Dell up there. Nice shot by Dell. He's throwing the ball really good for not just getting back into bowling. And I think we shot 50 under as a team. We shot 29-51. So not as good as we'd like to have done, but that's the way it goes. This is a tough tournament. This is the team event's really it's the toughest tournament there is to bowl in the country.
Now, if I remember correctly, when you guys took the lead, it was pretty early on, and then you had the opportunity to go home and wait it out.
Yes.
And these guys on top right now, some youngsters, fresh out of college, while they are experienced together, and of course they understand what it's all about being from Wisconsin, they now have that opportunity to sit home and watch the leaderboards. And do you have any advice for them, being that they've never been there before?
Every day is an anxious day, man. There's a lot of good bowlers still that are going to show up and bowl, and you guys are in a good position. It's nice to have a number posted. That's the good thing, because it doesn't matter who you are. It's tough to get up knowing that you have to get to a certain number. So I like their chances. I think they're in good position.
This year's event is going to be 151 days, the second longest in history, and we are right about day 120 right now. 33 days left, I believe, after this. We'll conclude on July 10th. So they've been waiting for 3 months already, and another month to go. But that number, huge here, and it actually happened on this pair, 43 and 44. And it was a relatively quiet night in March, and those guys really lit it up, put up a great number. Their companion team as well also shot 3,200, so a very solid effort. 10 guys working together, and I guess maybe that's what it takes to do well here, and the benefit of having that companion team and just the confidence they had clearly worked out to their advantage.
Yeah, no, there's a nice shot there by Chris. Yeah, these guys, that's a great score that they posted. This team right here, they're playing the right part of the lane, and they're off to a good start. So, depending how comfortable these guys are playing close to 20 or 25 by the end of the night, will really, depend on if they can get there or not. But
And we've seen a lot so far this year. The key seems to be having a big game one. And we've seen a lot of guys really come together as the lanes opened up later in the night, 12:30, 12:60, 12:20. But it's the hot start that seems to be the difference. A couple teams pretty close up there in the top 10, but started off with 970, 960, and clearly that 100 pins the difference. And I don't know if it's just grinding it out or luck or what have you, but it seems like that's what it's going to take to get that 34.01 here.
Yeah, what I really noticed this year from the bowling and the watching that I've done is that there doesn't seem to be as much transition with the oil going down lane this year versus years in the past that I've bowled. There seems to be plenty of hook right out of the get-go, and you don't get that tight lane to breaking down, and it's the guys that can play the hook from the get-go and follow it left, obviously, are the ones that are doing the best. In the past, the oil tends to move down the lane from what I've seen at this tournament. So you get a real tight lane, and then you get some hook, and then a little carry down. So you got a couple different tricky transitions, and this year I haven't really seen that. So we watch Dell here crossing 14 out to about 8, tripping the 4-pin, which is, that's a great shot by Dell. Man, he's throwing the ball pretty good.
It's a big double there. Milligan leads things off with a 4-bagger there. We'll take a look at the scores in just a minute, but the wild card right now, Scott Southwick has yet to strike here in game number 1, working on 3 consecutive spares, and he has 3 opens through 7 frames here. So if these guys can communicate and get him back on track, then we could see a pretty big number here as well. So looking forward to seeing how things develop.
Yeah, they look like they're in pretty good pace. If they get Scott going here, they should. He's going to get another spare out of this, it looks like. Compared to the other guys, looks like Scott's using a little more angle through the front part of the lane. Whether that's pushing through there because of his ball roll or too shiny a ball, but he's definitely got more angle going through the front than the other guys do on the team right now.
Well, I just actually had the opportunity to meet Scott for the first time, and the other gentleman I know a little bit from working at USBC, being in Texas, just being around, and those are some big names. So perhaps there's some butterflies, some nerves here for Southwick as he gets to bowl with these gentlemen. Del Ballard, of course, a USBC Hall of Famer. Steve Smith, 2-time Team USA member. Jason Milligan, a very talented bowler from the West Coast, married to Tennille Milligan, who is very successful on the tour back in the day and on Team USA. And of course, Chris Hibbets, a big guy in the PBA Southwest region, recently picked up his first regional title. So it's could be pretty intimidating, I think, too.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Scott. I know all the other guys, so they should. He gets settled down, they should be able to go. I mean, I like this team and how they. I mean, the guys should be able to follow transition pretty well. I mean, all these guys they're great quality bowlers, and they're pretty. They understand bowling and understand how the lanes break down. Hopefully the breakdown on lane 44 doesn't put too much of a slowdown on them.
We'll take a look at the scoreboard here as we wait for lane 44, and ironically, and now people are not going to believe it, but we don't have a lot of breakdowns here. Things run awfully smoothly.
Yeah,
I would say 99.93% of the time, everything goes flawlessly. So very rare to see something going on here on lane 44.
Yeah, this is the first breakdown I've seen at one of the tournaments in a long time. So it looks like they got it going again. More than likely, maybe a belt broke or something like that. Just a few minutes to get that replaced, but it got it up and running, and these guys can get striking again.
Well, we definitely have one of the best crews in the business. Of course, it takes about 45 days to put this whole venue together. This year, 48 lanes down here on the main floor, and the world's largest mobile scoreboard. 4 more lanes upstairs, the showcase lanes added to the event this year. An opportunity to go ahead and practice on the very same lane condition, surface, oil pattern, you name it, the environment, the high ceilings. Did you guys take advantage of the showcase lanes?
We had a couple guys that did. One of my partners on the team, Curtis Woods, had a flight scheduled out for this afternoon, which I have to get him to the airport here shortly. And him and I wanted to take a chance to go over to Metro Bowl and bowl the Bowler's Journal and catch a doubles event. So while a couple of the team members were up there bowling, we chose to go try to do some of the other events to try to get some time in. Curtis's job and stuff, he just didn't have the time to stay here for some extra days. But you know, they got great coaching up there with Bill Hall, and you know, the showcase lanes. It's an awesome place to go get some time in with your team.
Well, that's definitely a great addition to the Open Championships, and will be expanded for sure in 2013. So keep an eye out for that. And I know you have to get to the airport, so we appreciate having you on today.
Well, thanks for having me, Matt, and I wish I could stay here longer and get to watch these guys do some bowling, because it looks like they're off to a good start. And, you know, I always enjoy watching some good bowling and watching guys, you know, post a good score.
All right, folks, that is 2003 USBC Master Champ Brian Smith checking in. He's headed out to the airport, just got done bowling here. We appreciate him coming by. And now we'll turn our attention back to Del Ballard and the boys. So things definitely looking up here. Game 1. Jason Milligan working on a 4-bagger. Del Ballard with a double. Chris Hibbett's going to step up now on lane 43, looking for 3 in a row. And he rings a 10-pin. That streak comes to an end. As we mentioned, the wild card right now, the guy they need to get on board, Scott Southwick, has yet to strike here. Well, we have a second. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Game 1, flying by. A lot of strikes up there for Ballard's bowling solution. And the TS5, 5 gentlemen who lucked their way onto the live stream, so hopefully their folks are at home checking out the action. Here's Jason Milligan stepping up on lane 44. Working on a 4-bagger, trying to make it 5. I would imagine Milligan has been working very hard at the ITRC, International Training and Research Center, on the International Bowling Campus, Arlington, Texas. The home of Team USA. Milligan goes high, leaves the 610. Milligan spares up. Ballard looking for a three-bagger here in the 9th frame. And he delivers. I'm sure his wife, Carolyn Dorn Ballard, wherever she is, probably got the live stream on. Dell's gonna set the number. Carolyn will be here next week. See if we can get some bragging rights for the next year. Southwick still looking for his first strike, and there it is. If he can finish out strong, get lined up for game number 2, we'll be all set. These guys well on their way. 34:01 though. Pretty sizable number, but we will see. Here's Hibbets working on his spare, stepping up on lane 44. Hibbets gets the 3 hard ones. Off the right, that's very easy to do here. A lot of great bowlers still scheduled to come through. As we said, next week, next Friday, Carolyn Dorn Ballard, Wendy McPherson, 10 talented ladies will be on the lanes here and on the live stream. That is 8:30 p.m. June 15th. And a week after that, we'll see Doug Kent making his first appearance at the USBC Open Championships, a former touring player, a long, successful career in the PBA. He is now eligible to come to this event, and he'll be joined by Robert Smith, former PBA star as well. Those two guys definitely looking to make a splash here at the Open Championships. Once again, we kick things off here in Baton Rouge on February 11th. This year's event, 151 days, the second longest in history, only 3 days short of Las Vegas in 2009. So more than 60,000 bowlers will make their way to the River Center this year. Before we wrap things up on July 10th, there's a great shot from Ballard Jr. for a 4-bagger. We are in the 10th frame here. Jason Milligan, leadoff bowler, close things out with an open. Unfortunately, he finishes with 214. Del Ballard now up on the left, looking for 5 in a row. Dell made his return to the Open Championships last year in Reno after a successful fight against tonsil cancer. I don't believe he had any intention of bowling last year at all. Didn't believe he was ready. Went out there when somebody couldn't make it, bowled well, and he's only gotten stronger ever since, and I believe this year he looks ready as he finishes with 246 here in game number 1. Southwick stepping up, working on his first strike of the day. Appears to be in the right spot. That shot could be more perfect. And I really do think it might have been just a little bit of nerves for this gentleman, being the unfamiliar name among the other familiar faces, but he seems to have settled in here. There's a big double. Five 5'9". They're talented companion teams sitting in the front row here. We'll take a look at them in just a minute. Looks like David Smith, Brad Hunter, Brett Cooper, Clint Dacey, Cody Winters. You guys bowl tonight at 8:30. They will not be on the live stream. But should they find success here at the Open Championships, you'll be able to read all about it on bowl.com. Just go to the Open Championships page. That's where we keep all the news and scores, information, everything else you could possibly want to know about the Open Championships, year-long bracket standings, Bowler's Journal, championships, standings, and information. All can be found there. Just go to bowl.com, find the Open Championships page. USA member Steve Smith working on a spare, stepping up on lane 43. Looks like he's throwing the Ebonite Pursuit today. She goes high, leaves the 3-pin. Like he's gonna make a ball change here, going to the elevate, perhaps. Mixes him up. I think he liked that one. Take a look at the scoreboard. Or the all-new indoor from Ebonite Hibbets. An open in the 9th frame leaves the Greek Church here in the 10th. Looks like he's going to have bookend open frames. He gets 3. He's going to finish with 186 at 10:17 for Ballard's bowling solutions. And at Carolyn's request, there's a look at Alyssa Ballard. Probably a future Hall of Famer. Both of her parents in the USBC Hall of Fame. She is taking into action here at the Baton Rouge River Center. Dale Ballard strong will start today with 246, leading his team to a 10-17 in game number 1. So there's that, Carolyn. We'll see you next week. Safe travels. Turn our attention back to Jason Milligan. Tough break in the 10th frame. Finish with 214. Shot there though, starts things off with a strike here in game 2. Ballard goes light, leaves 3/4 of the bucket. Perhaps a little bit of oil carrying down the lane. Or he just got excited about shooting 240, got a little fast. Gonna try to hook at it. Gets all 3. A little bit of a crowd on hand here to check out the Hall of Famer, 1988 USBC Masters champ. Love to tell you more about TS5, Crestview, Kentucky. Going here on lane 43. Shot 694 in game number 1. Unfortunately, I do not know who they are. And I believe that Ballard and his crew did not know them either. But they have been brought together today to share lanes 43 and 44 here at the Baton Rouge River Center. Steve Smith sticking with that ball change. Ebonite Indoor. He starts things off with a light strike here in game 2, 207 in the opener. It's Hibbett's now up, looking to get back on track, close out game 1 with a pair of opens. Lucky to leave just a 2-pin here in frame number 1. TS5 to wrap things up here in frame number 1. All right, folks, we do have a bonus in the booth again. First, we had Brian Smith, 2003 USBC Masters champ. Now we have Clint Dacey, the team captain for this whole ruckus here. 4 teams, is it?
We've got 3 here.
3 teams this year. Ballard's Bowling Solutions right now. Dale Ballard and his team on the lanes. Clint and the rest of the guys in the stands checking out the action and the decision this year to split up the teams. And now you guys have a chance to watch things unfold here. Just tell me a little bit about what's going on here, what we're seeing here in game number 1 and early in game 2.
Well, you know, I really like Obviously, Dell's thrown it really good. Early in the week, we'd had a practice session, and his ball speed was pretty slow, and he thought he might have to come out with some urethane or something to keep his ball speed, down. But he's throwing it great. As I figured he would. He's amped up. He's throwing it really good. Jason bowled this morning. This is the first time I actually have met Steve Smith and really Jason. This morning we bowled on the showcase lane, and Jason had a great look. We were all we really liked his look. So and obviously we know what kind of player Steve is, so we know he's going to be solid. So.
Well, it doesn't hurt, of course, to have the knowledge and experience of Dell Ballard in your group, the equipment expertise of a Jason Milligan, who, of course, works at the ITRC behind the scenes, improving equipment and such for USBC, and then just the raw talent of Steve Smith from Team USA from the West Coast, who also, in case you didn't know, was a superstar basketball player and chose the bowling route here later in life a little bit. Two-time member of Team USA, some gold medals recently. So he's got to have a whole bunch of confidence as well. And of course, Chris Hebbis recently picked up his first PBA regional title. And then the gentleman I just met for the first time, Scott Southwick, struggled a little bit in game number 1, shot 160. And we were trying to maybe guess there's a little bit of nerves, maybe bowling with some world famous guys. I'm not sure too much. What can you tell us about Scott?
Well, Scott's been a player for a while. He's just kind of getting back into it. Had some back injuries and kind of quit bowling for a while. Back when the World Team Challenges were going on, he was bowling. He was bowling with some of the good teams, Tony Franklin and those guys, and they've made a few shows. So he's no stranger to the public image. But one thing to say about him, and this pretty much says it all, is he bowls Red River doubles with Carolyn Dorn-Ballard, and she doesn't just bowl with anybody. So, you know he must be a player if she's going to bowl with him. So that tells you what you need to know about him.
Right, well, he's definitely settled down a little bit at the end of game number 1 and a pair of spares here in game 2. So we look forward to more from him as things progress. Now, you mentioned the showcase lanes a little bit. And I know Dell was up there taking a lesson with Bill Hall, USBC Silver Coach, yesterday. And coming out last year, I know Dell was a late addition to the group, didn't plan on bowling. And I believe he was pretty glad he did. He didn't think he was ready. But by his standards, of course, with everything he's accomplished. But it sounds like he definitely put in the work this year. And he's getting back to where he should be after, of course, battling cancer successfully. And the new slim Dell coming out. But tell me about the showcase lanes a little bit and what kind of strategy you guys came up with just based on what you saw up there.
Well, I think we had a couple practice sessions at the ITRC back-to-back weeks. We had a session, thrown a couple balls, went back, tried some different stuff, and I think what we saw was a little less hook right than we had anticipated. So we had kind of feed it in around 6, 7, 8 a little more left, and couldn't really go up the lane as much as I thought we could. The showcase lane I thought was really helpful. Bill Hall was great. He showed us some, how quickly the lane was breaking down. We'd stop bowling, and then after 10 minutes, we'd go down and look and see where we were at. We had a really good look at it because we had 10 people there, and so I think it was pretty good, pretty accurate. Of course, I haven't bowled yet, so I say that, but I think it's going to be real helpful for us later.
All right, now you guys, of course, came up with a strategy, and you're watching it go to work here on lanes 43 and 44. And you guys, I'm assuming all 10 of you will be bowling together tonight?
Actually, no, just our team will be bowling tonight with
okay, spread it around a little bit more. Okay.
Potluck, see who we draw.
Fair enough. And have you learned anything so far, just watching game 1 here, that might change your game plan a little bit for tonight?
I think there's probably a little more hold than I had anticipated. I really thought I'd be seeing a lot of balls sideways earlier, or in the middle of the first game, and I thought they're holding up pretty well. Misses left it didn't get sideways too quick, so I think they may be a little better than I thought, maybe a little tighter than we had thought, but I guess we'll see.
All right, so 10-17 game one for these guys. That's a pretty good start based on what we've seen so far this year. The anticipation, of course, that the lanes are going to open up if you break them down correctly. The idea is to open up the outside part of the lane and give you some room to the right. And you're going to creep left, use that, have a little bit of miss room to the right. We'll see how that works out with the crossing team. They didn't meet until they got to the squad room today. But the number they're chasing, 34.01. It's a pretty sizable number. Maybe even a little bit intimidating. And to make the top 10, 32.27. As Milligan, tough shot there, leaves the 4.610. Milligan was part of a title chase back in 2009. He bowled with some California guys. And that was the very same squad as our 2009 team champion, Lynn's Limited. And those guys actually battled back and forth. It came down to the 10th frame. And Experience ended up winning out over Milligan's group. And but unbelievably, the first and second place teams came off the same squad at the same time. So that was pretty neat to see. Right? So Milligan's definitely been there. Unfortunate break there after a double here in game two. But, certainly a very accomplished group.
I think the key is to, obviously to get that big, not a big first game, but not throw yourself under the bus after that first one. Anything over 1,000 is a solid game because 1,200s are doable. Especially game 2 and 3. So getting off to a good start, maybe at 1050, that's what's going to catch that 3,400. Getting a good start.
Well, then of course that all just part of the puzzle as you see. Dell leads a 6-7-10, but Team All Events another big one. Obviously you don't want to look too far down the road, but that number pretty big as well given the scoring pace this year, 99.54. So if anything, you want to make a run at the lead here in the team event, of course, but certainly put yourself in position for a run at Team All Events as well. And who wouldn't want to see their name hanging over the lanes on one of these banners? And I know you guys have a pretty talented group as well, but how's the lineup breakdown for you guys tonight?
Last year we finished 10th in Team All Events last year, so we were very encouraged by that last year. So we didn't want to change, really anything. We want to just kind of get better each year. We've been bowling together for about 4 or 5 years, and so we really starting to gel pretty well. We added Terry Taylor a couple of years ago. Matter of fact, Jason's wife Tennille bowled with us 1 year, so we're starting to gel. Really like our lineup. Obviously Brett Cooper's been our horse the last couple of years, especially Reno. Obviously the left side's good there, so we sure like him in that bottom spot. He's who we lean on, so he's our big dog.
We've definitely seen a lot of people bowl great this year. We've seen some lefties struggle. You mentioned Brett, a very talented southpaw. We've seen, of course, we saw Matt McNeil blow him away again, as he has the last couple of years. But I don't know, being left-handed, I don't know. I felt pretty good before going out there, and it didn't quite work out. And again, we've seen a lot of great bowlers bowl great. We've seen some up-and-comers bowl really well. We've seen some people struggle. That's some of the things that you see here at the Open Championships. Of course, every year it's going to be a different condition, a different chance for somebody to step up. And no matter what, you get a chance to do it again next year. So look forward to seeing what you guys are capable of tonight, and we'll be here to write about it when it's all said and done.
Awesome.
So we are in frame number 3 here in game 2. Steve Smith stepping up on lane 43. And 3 opens so far for Ballard's Bowling Solutions.
There we go.
Smith gets things back on track. Big strike there. Still, strategy being talked, Milligan and Dell. And clearly a key to success, communication here. We see that a lot. And the lane's constantly moving, transitioning. You have to stay on top of that. And there's a lot of knowledge being shared right there, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Great shot from Hibbets, so he's got a double. And we'll take a look at the scoreboard. And Clint, I know you have some teammates waiting for you, so I won't keep you any longer. But we look forward to seeing what you guys can do tonight. And I know we can read some of your thoughts. Tell us a little bit about that, what the Dace Man has to say.
Well, I've got a little blurb in the Bowling News in Dallas-Fort Worth called the Off the Sheet with the Dace Man. It comes out every week. Matter of fact, if Tony's listening, I probably need to be writing that tonight. Yeah, you can check it out at thebowlingnews.net and check out some of my fine or not so fine work. Some of them are Pulitzers, some are not, but you might agree or disagree, but that's okay. It's all in fun.
All right, well, hopefully you'll have some good stuff to say about the 2012 USBC Open Championships.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to reading about that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Clint Dacey from the Dallas-Fort Worth area checking in and watching his companion team here, Ballard Bowling Solutions. Clint, we appreciate it, and we'll see you tonight.
Great, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Jason Milligan up on the right lane, shooting a 10 pin. Ballard checking in the chat room. Big Ballard versus the Big C event coming up later this year. Terry Taylor's going to come on in a little while and talk about that. Look forward to having him on. That sounds like another great event in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Right now it's Ballard versus the OC and then the Open Championships. Dell started the day with 246. And just got his first strike here in game 2 in the 4th frame, so hopefully back on track. Southwick, his 3rd strike of the day here in the 4th frame. Rough couple of frames there, but these guys seem to have found their groove again. Joining us, I appreciate you giving us part of your Friday afternoon. It is rainy and dreary here in Baton Rouge, so no better place to be than in the bleachers at the Baton Rouge River Center. If you're nearby, come on down, check out the bowling action. A lot of great bowlers in the house today. Grab a snack at the concessions area, grab a beverage or a cocktail. Come on up. 2012 USBC Open Championships. Great shot there from Hibbets for a 3-bagger. Steve Smith started this game out with 4 in a row. We're going to have a couple minutes waiting for the TS5 to get done here. So here's a look. 4 frames in game 2. These guys started off with 10-17. Milligan 214. Del Ballard 246. Southwick 164, Steve Smith 207, and Hibbets had a rough finish for 186, 10-17, a pretty good number for game number 1.
Out of town for the day. He'll be back with us for next week's broadcast of USBC Hall of Famers Carolyn Dorn Ballard and Wendy McPherson. And they're two very talented teams. If you'd like to check out more of USBC's live stream schedule, there's a lot coming up. Lucas Wiseman headed to Las Vegas for the Senior Masters. And then he'll be headed out to Reno for the Women's US Open. And of course, a couple more broadcasts from here at the Baton Rouge River Center, so don't miss out. You can go to bowl.com. On the right side of your screen, you will see the live stream schedule. Here's Milligan. Tough frame, 5-4. He started this game with a double, and the wheels have come off. Let's see if Ballard can capitalize on his strike last frame, get back on track. Southwick up on the left, working on a strike. Just 3 so far through a game and a half. Gets that one right. He leaves just the 2.
ball change in the field ball of game 1 paying off here. Stepping up, working on a 4-bagger. Highly 6-pin. Up, pivots. Here's a 10-pin. Milligan gonna step up on lane 44. Struggling here. Game 2. Gets that one a little bit right. This year's condition, 39 feet. Limited hold in the middle compared to 1 year ago. You don't want to miss in, you don't want to miss out. That's what makes it a sport certified lane condition. You have to earn it here at the Open Championships. Huge emphasis on shot making and spare shooting. This is a national championship, of course. If you're going to find success here, you have to man up on the big stage, get it done. Work hard, are rewarded. And that includes our regular team leader, Nicholas J. Pro Shop 2, La Crosse, Wisconsin, 3401. Those guys, 10 teammates, will league together, work hard together, practice, and it paid off. A lot of excitement that night back in March. They've been on top for 3 months. That is a huge number. We still have 32 days to go here in 2012. You never know, but a lot of great bowlers have come through and left realizing what a big score that is. We'll see. Tough frame here for Ballard Bowling Solutions. Back-to-back opens. Southwood with the big strike. Big sports day in Baton Rouge. Outside of the Open Championships, I believe there's some LSU baseball going on as well. But we do appreciate everybody joining us here at the Baton Rouge River Center. Big crowd on hand, big crowd online, so thank you guys. Let's take a look at the scoreboard right now. Ballard's Bowling Solutions. 10-17 in game one, struggling a bit here in game two. Back to the action. Ballard, one of the reasons we're here today. USBC Hall of Famer, 1988. USBC Masters champ stepping up. Coming off an open frame. Shot 246 in game one. Here's the Greek Church there as his team captain, Clint Dacey, was on with us not too long ago. Talked about the practice sessions and Dell's ball speed. A little bit slow in practice, and that shot certainly slow as well. He paid the ultimate penalty. Shout out to Zeno Garcia. Looks like he's back home at one of Ballard's Bowling Solutions pro shops. Holding down the fort while the boss man's out here bowling in Baton Rouge. Zeno giving game-by-game updates on Facebook. If you'd like to learn more about USBC and all of our great events, you can find us on Facebook as well. Sport of Bowling, USBC's main Facebook page. And of course, yours truly, Matt Canizaro, USBC Open Championships Media Relations Manager. So there's a few Matt Canizaro fans out there. I encourage you to check that out. Matt Canizaro USBC is the place to go. For today's broadcast, I encourage you to check out the archived version on our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/bowltv. I encourage you also to become a subscriber so you get all the updates about any upcoming events. Don't want you to miss out on any of the exciting live stream action from USBC. Milligan. Got himself a strike in frame number 7 after a pair opens. Let's see how lane 44 treats him here in the 8th. Gets that one right again. Looks like it was a different ball. And a big surprise. It was light on that lane last time. Perhaps was expecting a little more hook on the back end with the ball change and did not get that. Now he's looking at the 1-2-8 here, a tough spare. It sounds like LSU baseball has been delayed because of lightning storms here in the area. Talk some of those baseball fans come out and check out some bowling here where it's nice and dry. Still some communication going on, I'm guessing, based on the head scratching reaction that Jason Milligan got on his first shot after ball change. And then Dale Ballard with the spare of his own. Southwick gonna step up here on the right lane. He's got 3 strikes in his last 4 frames. Only had 2 in game number 1, so looks like he figures something out. Let's see if he can get his first 3-bagger of 2012. Can't throw it any better than that. Shout out to Terry Bigham. Clearly not getting any work done at USBC headquarters today. But thanks for tuning in, big guy. As we watch Steve Smith step up. He started this game with 4 consecutive strikes, followed by 3 spares. Great shot there. Got the rangefinder down lane. Got the 10 board there. Seems to be a good spot to aim for. That one walked right into the pocket for a strike in frame number 8. Chris Hibbets looking for a 3-bagger of his own. All right, here's Milligan again. Started the day with 214. That included an open into 10th. It's like a different ball here in frame 9, and still not a good result. He leaves the 3-6. Thunder rumbling through Baton Rouge. See if Ballard can bring some thunder here on lane 43. Struggling here, gets that one wide right, misses the head pin. 1-2-4. Started the day with 246. That look has quickly gone away. He has just one strike here. Game 2. Team captain Clint Dacey was up here a little while ago. Talked about Dale needed to keep his ball speed up if he was going to succeed here. Great look in game number 1, but not so much here in game 2. Southwick, number 3 bowler on this team, picking up the pace here after a rough start. He's settled in, has a 3-bagger. Great break there as he goes Brooklyn. Trips out the 6 pin for 4 in a row. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. This looks like a 4-bagger from here. There it is. Steve Smith started things off with 4 in a row after a 2-7 start. Back on it here. These guys always talking. A lot of ball changes here in game 2. Smith gets that one a little bit right, but mixes them up. Slow and steady. Smith, a big dude, former basketball player. Has found success the last couple of years as a member of Team USA. Cleaned up last year at the Tournament of the Americas and recently the PAMCON Tournament of Champions down in Florida. Smith from San Diego, but has been treasure hunting in Florida, coming home with all kinds of gold medals the last couple of years. Through 9 frames. Things going well for Hibbets here. Recent PBA regional champ, his first title, long time coming as I understand it. Team meeting here as we look for a big 10th frame here in game 2. Everybody joining us today. It looks like some changes on YouTube. Things looking a little bit different. The chat room that doesn't appear to be working as usual, but thanks for stopping by as you guys kick off your weekend with a little bit of bowling. Check out Jason Milligan here. Again, misses the headpin. Has 3 frames in a row. Misses to the right. At the 1-2. We'll get another try. Try something different. Field ball coming right up. Strike here gives him 164. Milligan's hard at work at headquarters down in Arlington, but if she's tuning in, if you have any advice for your man, now's the time. Game 2 in the books. Still not getting to the headpin, leaves the bucket. 160 even, so that's 214, 160 for Mr. Milligan. Ballard, the Hall of Famer, is going to step up. Carolyn, not logged in at the moment, has asked me via text for an update. I feel bad sending her this one after a 246 start, but maybe Dell can add a 3-bagger in the 10th for a strong finish at least here. Dell said their strategy coming in was to burn up the outside a little bit with some dull equipment and then creep in as the day progresses. That's a great shot right there, his second strike of the game. The wild card here, of course, is the fact that they do not have a companion team bowling with them on this squad. They've been paired up with the TS5 team from Crestview, Kentucky. Those gentlemen, 694 in game 1, and will be just about that here in game 2. So 2 teams that did not have cross teams paired up together. That's how it works here at the Open Championships. The rest of Ballard's Bowling Solutions group, one team will bowl tonight at 8:30, and I believe the other group will bowl tomorrow. Ballard goes high, leave the 6, 7, 10. Looks like he's going to be a member of the Century Club. 246 in game 1. He's in the 140s here in game 2. Gets 2 there. give him 147. Share the news with his wife. Here she has some advice. Got a full house here on the 230 team event today. We have that a lot. 48 lanes here at the Baton Rouge River Center, the world's largest mobile scoreboard. We are nearing the end of our 151-day run here. 32 days left. We'll wrap things up on July 10th and crown this year's champions. Question right now, team leader, Nicholas J's Pro Shop. Will they hold on? 3401 the number. A lot of great teams have been through already. They say absolutely. Still some great bowlers yet to come, so we'll know on July 9th at about midnight. We'll watch Scott Southwick close things out. He's working on a 5-bagger. Gets a little love on number 10. 6 in a row. Ready to bowl. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. There's a big turnaround for Southwick. Started the day with 164, comes back with 234. Smith looking for 3 in a row. Never a doubt there. Strike for Smith, Team USA member. Smith and Milligan new to this group. Those guys from the West Coast originally. Steve Smith still resides in the San Diego area. Jason Milligan, of course, works at USBC headquarters. Up, finishes with 5 in a row. 256. Southwick. Smith getting it done here for Ballard's Bowling Solutions. Game 2. Davis gets a break. Gets the 2 out of the 210. He's on pace for a big first game. Open in the 9th and 10th. Working on a 4-bagger there. So he leaves just the 10. So they're over 1,000 again. 10-17 in game 1. 1 Almost done here in game 2. There's a big game to our right. Northwest Kingpins from Tacoma, Washington. They're going to shoot almost 1,100 here in game 2. Started with 965, so we'll keep our eye on them as well. Ibbets makes his 10-pin. There you have it. Bottom of the lineup, solid here in game 2. It was actually Milligan and Ballard that led the way in game 1. So if we can get everybody on the same page here in the finale, we could see a huge number. Probably not a new leader, but definitely a good effort towards team all events, which is the total of all 5 all events efforts. Ibbets finishes with another 10-pin for 247 and a 1044 effort. So we'll let game 3 get underway here. I'll be right back with you, but definitely check out the action. Here goes Milligan up on lane 44. Right, I thought for sure Chip McKee was going to join us today in the booth a little bit. He's here as a night MOD, and in 2007 regular singles champ, so he must be otherwise occupied. So I'll be here with you for the finale. 10:17, 10:44, the numbers for Ballard Bowling Solutions. Next door, Northwest Kingpins, 965 and 1100. And down on lane 27, looks like Clark and Fulbright. Front five here. Game number 3, keep an eye on that as well. Is our live for 2012 USBC Open Championships Game 3, 2:30 team event. Appreciate everybody checking in today. Ballard Bowling Solutions, led by USBC Hall of Famer in 1988, Masters champ Del Ballard. What was I doing in 1988? I was 9 years old, and 1 year into my own personal bowling career. Obviously that career did not take off because I'm up here in the booth talking about the great bowlers, and that's okay. Here's another one, Jason Milligan, great bowler from California, now part of the USBC family. Had a rough game 2, shot 160 after a 214 start. Open game 3 with a strike, see if we can make it 2 in a row here. That one was headed left at the arrows. Get to 8, he's gonna shoot the 3-6. And please let the record show at this point in time, I've been very kind to Del Ballard. He was nervous that I was gonna roast him a little bit up here for our 3 hours. I know for sure he would do that if he was up here doing the commentary, but I will not. Plus, you'll probably hear me from down on the lanes anyway. But here he goes, working on his bear. Leaves just the 7. So uncharacteristic miscue for Mr. Ballard. He's going to think about that one as Southwick steps up. Southwick creeping left here in game 3. Still that rangefinder down lane at the 10 board. That is his down lane target. And it pays off with a great shot there in frame number 2. Now Steve Smith looking to get back on track. Smith 207, 256 so far today. Ballard's Bowling Solutions paired up with the TS5 group from Crestview, Kentucky. That's how we build friendships here at the Open Championships. If you don't have a companion team, we'll give you one. That's how it worked today. There's a double for Hibbets. Take a look at the scoreboard as we wait for the TS5 to get done here. We'll get back to the action. Jason Milligan had a pretty good start, but has been struggling, especially here on the right lane. Mr. Wright, well, I guess the last 3 times on this lane in game 2, making some ball changes and adjustments. That one a little bit right, but mixes him up for a strike, so he's 2 for 2 on the right lane now in game 3. Terry Taylor is going to come on in just a little while and talk to us about Ballard versus the Big C event coming up in September. Looking forward to that. Steve Smith, pair of spares here in the finale after 2:17:56. I have a feeling we're going to see 6 or 7 in a row coming right up. Checking in. Jason, you just need to take a deep breath. Use your legs. Come on, man. Smith leads the 10 pin. way down here on lanes 43 and 44. 48 lane venue. Hard to see what else is going on across the house. We saw the team to our right. Mentioned them a couple times. Northwest Kingpins. 965, 1100. Got our eyes on them. All right, Jay Milligan stepping up. Looks like he conquered the right lane. Now it's time to get back on track on the left. Milligan chopped his bear last time on the left. Good shot, about 11 at the break point. Maybe a tad bit slow. Here's Hyde. Lucky to trip out the 4, leaves just a 9. Neil back home taking notes. Should be out here next week with Carolyn. Wonder what kind of side bet these guys have for family pride, perhaps. However, now setting the bar very high. Milligan 214, 160. Del Ballard 246, 147. Everybody else went the other way. Scott Southwick 164, 234. Steve Smith 207, 256. And Chris Hibbets 186, 247. We'll see what game 3 brings. Live stream broadcast remaining from here at the 2012 USBC Open Championships next week. A little bit of girl power, as we mentioned a few times already. Carolyn Dorn-Ballard, Tania Milligan, Kendra Gaines, Wendy McPherson, Carol Giannotti, Gina Dereshevsky, among others. Two very talented teams are going to get it done here next Friday at 8:30 p.m. June 15th, and our final broadcast of the year will be July 2nd at 11:40 Central, 12:40 Eastern. It's going to be 2011 Queens Champ Missy Parkin. Don't miss that. If you'd like to go back and watch any broadcast from this year, or any other great videos and broadcasts, go to youtube.com/4TV. It's all there for you. We appreciate it. Hibbett's now started this game with a double. Spare, frame 3. He can connect here. And he cannot, goes high, leaves the 610. Northwest Kingpins striking it up. Couple pairs over. Bookend spares for Ballard Orange Lucids here in frame 4. There it is. All right, back to the action. Chase Milligan. He takes his wife's advice. Perfect on the right lane so far. Game 3, 2 for 2. That was right of 10, but got back dead flush. Clearly they're talking about that as Del Ballard comes up, working on a double. Ten-pin will not cooperate. Must be throwing that 11-pound ball again. That's Gordon Pin clearly laughing at him on what looked like a great shot. Problem. Dell, the 1988 USBC Masters champ. Hall of Famer. I think he's best known for throwing a gutter ball on TV to lose a title. Or for being the husband of Carolyn Doran Ballard. Either way. Is very talented, spends a lot of time behind the scenes helping other great bowlers get it done. Tour rep on the PBA Tour. Storm and Roto Grip now. Southwick with a 4-bagger. like to have game number 1 back, but there's been a whole lot of strikes ever since his 164 start. There's Hibbets back on track. Last time I was behind this pair of lanes was March 5th. Watching Nicholas and Jay's Pro Shop 1 and 2 get it done here at the Baton Rouge Center. The atmosphere was unlike any other. We had the feel of a college event. 10 bowlers dressed alike, communicating, working together, and the excitement rivaled what you'd see at a top-tier college tournament. All 10 bowlers right there behind the ball return. A lot of cheers. I guess that's what happens when you shoot 3,400, but a lot of excitement from those youngsters. That's what this is all about. They said they were able to stay comfortable, treating it just like they would a college event or their 5-person league they bowl in together. 32 days. We'll know if Nicholas Jay's Pro Shop holds on or not. 2012 tournament comes to a close. Still a lot of great teams scheduled to come through. Double for Milligan as he figures out the left lane here. Ballard got the wobbly 10-pin 1 frame ago. Great shot there. Looks like he's moved a little bit left. Circling the lane a little bit. Working just right with that slower ball speed. Really should have been a 4-bagger, even a 5-bagger. It was a 7-pin shot before that. Southwick started slow, but getting it done. On a 4-bagger. Another great shot, 5 in a row. Took him a couple minutes to get comfortable. He was further left than anybody early, I believe. Just has a little bit of room out there. Working on a double. So a lot of strikes piling on here. A little more than halfway through game 3. And every time I say that, ball checks early. Big 4. Definitely pay the price when you miss here at the Open Championships. Personal experience. Gives it a run. 6-2. Look up top now. See if pivots can double up here. I have to say, not enjoying the challenge of the one-man booth here. Baton Rouge, Emil Williams on the road today. He'll be back with us for next week's broadcast. Thankfully. Seem to have misplaced Terry Taylor, who's going to come on and talk about Ballard versus the Big C event coming up in September. Milligan heeding his wife's advice. Unleashing threat, bodily harm. He did double, so he added another for good measure. Now Ballard looking for a double of his own. Apparently that's all it takes. Is the threat of violence from the wife. The strikes will come. Noted. No doubt Carolyn Doran Ballard will push Dell around a little bit too. Southwick's motivation coming from his game 1 slow start. So he delivers 6 in a row after a spare. As Neil says, now that there's children in the picture, both Milligan and Ballard with young daughters, that might be more motivating than escaping physical harm. I'm sure success here means big-time college plans for Alyssa and Abby. A couple more strikes and we'll send them to the Ivy Leagues. What do you think, Tennille? About $5 million in prize money up for grabs here at the 2012 Open Championships. You can find that prize fund on bowl.com. Go to the Open Championships page and see how much you can take home for succeeding here at the tournament. These guys shot 10-17 and 10-44. They can put together a nice set here. 3,200 would get them just outside of the top 10 and get them a sweet payday. 3,100 would be about top 60. Get a few bucks back and a good head start for his team all events tomorrow. For many bowlers, the money secondary here at the Open Championships, the Eagle, the big prize everybody's shooting for. Only 23 bowlers at the most can call themselves champions when this event is all over on July 10th. The bowlers have been hard at work since the lane condition was unveiled on February 10th. While we have a moment, take a look up top. There it is. Just like that, we're nearing the end of game 3. I feel like we just set up. Now just after 5:30. Most of the squad about done. Doubles and singles will be out here shortly. And I'll be heading back upstairs for another 8 or 9 hours. Also want to give a quick birthday shout out to Bo Burton. I believe he'll be turning 70 sometime in the next week. Should have invited him up in the booth today, sit in for a meal. Bo, many titles here at the Open Championships. Haven't seen him bowl out here in some years. Maybe he's at home watching Jason Milligan going for 4 in a row. Huge break there as he rolls the 6-10. That ball was a little bit in at the break point. Taking advantage for 5 in a row, 4 in a row. Sorry about that. Of course, we had to look at the scoreboard, so we missed that one, but take my word for it, it was a great shot. Pretend you were listening to bowling on the radio. How about that? But now we're back to the action. Del Ballard looking for 3 in a row. Gets that one wide right. Slow enough, almost makes it back. That's probably the one we didn't want to see. It's always how it works out. Southwick. 2 strikes in game 1, but he is coming on strong late in the day. A 6-bagger here in the finale. Seven in a row. Got some paperwork with me in case I need it. Gentleman right next door, Corey Del Fiero. Front 7 for Northwest Kingpins as they make a run here at the top 10. Gold medalist at the Babcon Champion of Champions event. And for the second time, gets the ball in, goes high. This time gets a good break, leaves just the 4. Last time it was the big 4. We appreciate everybody joining us on this Friday afternoon. Especially those of you staying late at work, tuned into some bowling. We got some big weekend plans here as well. We'll be on the lanes every day from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. That's how it works. So we're through 8 frames here. Del Fiero next door opens after the front 7. If you missed any of today's broadcast, check out the archived version. YouTube.com/BowlTV. If you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, get all the updates about what's coming up in the world of USBC live streaming. And please visit us on Facebook. Visit me on Facebook, Matt Canizaro -USBC. Going for 400 fans by the end of the week. And we'll be giving away some prizes to people who stop by the office here in Baton Rouge, so check that out. And check out Jason Milligan, 214 and 160. And now stepping up, looking for 5 in a row. Great shot, leaves the 10 pin. No problem for Milligan. Del Ballard's going to step up, working on a spare. Trips the 6 pin. There's a break. That'll make up for that 10 pin a couple frames ago. It all evens out, Del. Getting quiet here at the Baton Rouge River Center. Team event coming to a close. 5:30 squad. About to hit the lanes. lot of changes coming up for the USBC Open Championships in 2013. We'll head back to the National Bowling Stadium in Reno, Nevada. And just 3 miles down the road for the first time in history will be the USBC Women's Championships. The two events being held in the same host city at the same time for the very first time. That'll open the door for a lot of great opportunities. Families will be able to travel together. Ladies will be able to bowl in both events. And that leaves the possibility for all kinds of mixed events and side events. More information will be coming soon. If you'd like to register for the 2013 Open or Women's Championships, you can do so on bowl.com. Everything is online now, quick and convenient, and you have the opportunity to select your dates and times. You can lock in your squad times as soon as you pay your balance. A lot of folks taking advantage of that. A little different schedule for the Open Championships in 2013. We'll have back-to-back team events at 3 and 7 p.m. and just 3 doubles and single squads now instead of 5. So it'll be 7 a.m., 11 a.m., and 10:30 p.m. The reason for that is that there will be 6 bowlers on each pair of lanes. You will not flip between doubles and singles. And every squad, team and doubles and singles, will be contested on fresh oil. A lot of changes coming up. More information, you can check out bowl.com. If you have any questions, you can find me by email or on Facebook. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. Looks like Steve Smith is going to the bag for the 10th frame. Still not sure what ball that was that he switched to. Started the day with the pursuit. And I thought he was throwing the indoor, brand new ball from Evan-I, but could have been the elevate. And that would be considered a ball down. Break him down early with something dull. And then move a little bit left with a little less surface. It's the basic strategy. Whatever he did, it worked out for him. Shot 207, 256 so far today. And there's Hibbets with a unfortunate break, leaves a 7-10 here in the 9th frame. We were bowling 8 frames each game today. Hibbets would be the man. He struggled in the 9th and 10th today. He's gonna get 1. So as we head into the 10th frame, here's a look at the scoreboard. Jay Mill will step up, working on a spare. There it is, 10-17, 10-44, and there goes Milligan. Gets that one left, holds the pocket, never a doubt. And we got to see that one. Last time on that lane, he went high. Got a great break, hold the 6-10. Do appreciate everybody stopping by today. Emil on the road, he'll be with us next week. Easily the heart of this operation. Another great shot from Milligan. A little bit of a tough time with the transition in game 2. But he's going to finish strong. Another strike here puts him in the 220s. light 8 pin. It's 226 for the tall one. 600 on the nose. Good finish. Gotta be happy about that. Pretty confident. Of course, as he heads into doubles and singles tomorrow, gotta expect the lanes to probably start out how you finished in team event. So had a good look at the end of team. Del Ballard, pretty good look as well. Getting left, getting around it a little bit. Something nice and shiny. Ball's nice and shiny too. Big double there. That was not a ball joke. Okay, it was. Seven goes late. Got that one a little bit right, but it made its way back. Del now will be in the 220s as well. Good mix of folks here. 530s on the lanes all around us. Stands are full. Del Ballard putting on a little bit of a show. Finishes with 4 in a row. For 2 1/4. 6:18 series for the Hall of Famer. Southwick's been red hot since the very end of game 1. Took him a little while to get comfortable, get loose. He's been money. He's already in the 250s. Strike here will give him 260 plus. High. He's the 4 pin. So he'll be in the 250s. Not bad considering how the day started. Another gentleman we saw have a rough start. 169, Nick Wissinger. And he finished the year with 21.52. He's up there in the top 5 in all events. Led his team into lead in team all events. SMB Pro Shop 99.54, so I'm sure Southwick would love to do the same thing, help his team capitalize on a pretty good team effort and make a run at team all events tomorrow. Southwick bounces back nicely. Finishes with a 6:56 set after a 164 start. So you got to feel pretty good about that. Steve Smith has to feel pretty good about that strike. Smith has struggled a little bit here on the left lane here in game 3. It's 2 great shots though. Strong finish for the Team USA's Steve Smith. This is the three-bagger for 199. And a 662 series. So things going pretty well. These guys right at 31.50. We'll let Hibbets throw this first shot, and then we'll take a look at the scoreboard because it will disappear here in a minute. All 10 for the recent PBA regional champion. Here's a look at it. 32.27, 10th place right now, 34.01 in the lead. So these guys will be just short of 3,200. That'll get them in the top 30 or 40. If you want to check out exactly where, go to bull.com, find the Open Championships page, and click on the Scores tab, and you'll be able to see the leaderboards and much more. All of the scores, news, notes, pictures, highlights, blogs, you name it, can be found there. Hibbets closes things out with 191. There's your final look at the scoreboard, 31.60. Steady effort, 10.17, 10.44, and 10.99. So here's the rundown. Milligan, 600. Del Ballard Jr., 618. Southwick comes up big, 656. Steve Smith, Team USA member, leads the way with 662. And Chris Hibbets, 624. Not a bad day. 31.60, the final number for these gentlemen. And that is going to do it. This is Matt Canizaro, the one-man show, media relations manager here at the USBC Open Championships. I'm going to pack this mess up. We'll be back with you next Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central, 9:30 Eastern, as we see the Mrs. Carolyn Doran Ballard and Mrs. Milligan, Tania Milligan, and their talented team, the ladies, going to try to get it done here in Baton Rouge. We'll have that for you. Check out that schedule on bowl.com, the right side of your screen. Between now and then, Lucas Wiseman getting ready for some USBC Senior Masters action, so check that out. That is the news for now. I will see you on the lanes.